Well, Lindsey Graham is happier than a pig in ish. Why? As of course we are on the midst of potentially a big global war unfolding right now, as of course the warmongers are celebrating, as Israel just informed the United States that it is ready to launch a full-on operation into Iran. What's really going on here is, of course, we've been waiting for this to happen ever since last night. It hasn't happened, as I think there's a maximum campaign for pressure in negotiations and talks that are related to this that we will be describing in this particular video, as there's also a spy scandal with the Israelis once again spying on journalists. What's really going on here is, of course, a lot of people don't always like to talk about this topic in a fair and honest way. If you think we do a good job at it without any of the hyperbolic, sensationalistic, insane takes, subscribe. Click the notification button, because I think it's important to be honest and introspective when it comes to, the story of the year, and that is the Middle Eastern tensions that are absolutely ratcheting up and making Donald Trump look like he is not going to keep his campaign promise. Now, will he? So far, listen, his foreign policy has been a mixed bag, but so far, he has been trying his best to try to achieve peace. He wants to be the president of peace. Donald Trump doesn't like war. His Houthi offensive was just recently ended through a ceasefire, which, according to a lot of reports, the Israelis did not like, as the Israelis want to eliminate Iran. They see Iran as a threat, as an existential threat to its existence. Iran has supported many of the proxies that have fought against the Israelis indirectly through, of course, proxy wars. The Israelis have almost gotten rid of all of the Iranian proxies. The one country that is left is the financer of these proxies, and that is Iran. And this is what I think is really going on here, as we had significant military movement last night. People were saying it's just a matter of time. It's not if, but when Israel is going to be attacking Iran. And when that happens, I mean, all bets are off here. The situation could quickly escalate towards international proportions, with other countries taking advantage of this very chaotic situation. As, of course, we cannot fool ourselves to not understand here that the United States is extremely closely linked with all of the decisions that Israel does. Now, what's really going on here? Well, I think the second part of this update here, specifically with the U.S. envoy announcing, we still have plans to meet with Iran for a sixth round of talks this Sunday. What I think is happening here, this post was funny here by the only DSC saying, Ben Shapiro seeing this post. The post is, warplanes spotted over numerous Iraqi cities right now. There was a lot of orders given saying, prepare, move around military personnel, evacuate specific embassies. There's going to be big fireworks in the Middle East. And then Ben Shapiro probably did react this particular way, like he has demonstrated. Responding here. Let's be real with ourselves. Some of these people just love war. They love conflict. They love being neocons. They love doing things that haven't worked for a long time. Ever since the Project for a New American Century, America has gotten less safe. The world has gotten less safe. The Middle East has become more turbulent. And there is global instability, mass death, and more radicalizations of terrorists all over the world. Now, Donald Trump recently spoke about this situation to give us an insight into what's really going on here. As he was asked directly, hey, is Israel about to strike Iran here? What's going on? Tell us.
Mr. President, how imminent is an Israeli strike on Iran?
Well, I don't want to say imminent, but it looks like it's something that could very well happen. Look, it's very simple, not complicated. Iran cannot have a nuclear weapon.
This is probably a maximum pressure negotiation strategy. They're moving all the military personnel around. They're saying, look, if you don't negotiate with us, Iran, Israel's going to hit you. Iran's like, we have no reason to negotiate. Our partners, Russia and China, they're buying up a lot of our drones and our energy resources. We don't need to work with you guys. This is where the kind of alliances clearly are muddied the water here. But you could see here, this is a tough negotiation tactic that I think Donald Trump is implementing. He had a phone call with Bibi that happened this Monday, And Bibi said, listen, I don't want Iran to have nukes in my backyard. We can have nukes. Iran can't have nukes. Even though there's a mutually assured destruction type of capabilities. And we had Ben Shapiro literally threatening to, and other Israeli politicians threatening to nuke the Middle East if the situation ever becomes too unfair and Israel is about to be invaded. That's their own statements. But now, if another country has nukes, they can't really do that. They are mutually assured to destroy each other, and therefore they have been prevented from destroying each other. But Israel still wants that leverage of being able to say, yeah, Iran, we could destroy you with nukes. You can't do that with us. If Iran can, their negotiations are going to be more even-keeled, and that's what Israel does not want. Israel wants the advantage. Israel does have the best fighter jets in the Middle East. The Saudis are trying to get those fighter jets, and Donald Trump is kind of teasing, maybe I'll give it to him, maybe not. I'm going to play the rest of this clip, but before I do, I wanted to tell you about LukeUnfiltered.com. If you haven't signed up yet, what are you doing? It's quick, it's easy, it's simple. Click the link down in the description below. You pop up on this website. You sign up for whatever you could afford. I know times are tough. If you can't afford it, don't worry about it. But when you do sign up, the lowest amount we have is 20 cents a day. It means the world to us, and it helps us grow, expand, and build. There's a lot of things that I wish I could be doing right now on the ground. It's just too gosh darn expensive. Let's just be honest with ourselves. It's just me doing a lot of the work here. So I appreciate all the support to help us keep going, to help us potentially expand, to help us grow. We are doing a members only meetup this July 9th. Then, July 13th, we're doing a range day in Miami. The meetup on July 9th is going to be a competition between my members and Jeremy from the quartering members. We are going to be engaging in competition, physical competition, and the winner will get a grand prize from me and Jeremy from the quartering. Guys, sign up. Jeremy, he's probably going to cheat. Okay, he's probably going to bring some ringers. That's his home territory. He's probably going to bring in some. He's probably going to buy off some athletes. Let's just be honest with ourselves. Let's just be real. That's the type of man he is. And then he's going to be like, no, look, I won. he's going to do that. Don't let him win. You can't let him win. Show up, Milwaukee. We're going to meet, hang out, do some sports, do some physical activities. All on LukeUnfiltered.com. The details will be sent out to members. You also get to talk to me on the Telegram channel. And it's a way of just being able to have a community. Not enough people have community. A lot of people are isolated. A lot of people feel alone. I want to stop that. I want to bring people together. And I think when we all do come together, I think the world would be a better off place. Now, let's continue on with this video here because I think it's important to talk about here. Because this is what else Donald Trump had to say. But all signs are pointing to this being a big bluff, a big saber rattle, saying, Iran, we're going to hit you. Give up your uranium lunch now. We're not touching you. We're not touching you. That's extensively what's kind of happening here with Israel and the United States. Now, why is it an advantage for the United States to implement these type of policies? What's the motivation? I don't see an America First type of argument here, to be quite honest with you.
Other than that, I want them to be successful. I want them to be tremendous. We'll help them be successful. We'll trade with them. We'll do whatever is necessary. You know, I stopped a war between India and Pakistan.
That he did. And he negotiated tough and says, you guys cut it out. That was a good, important move here.
I stopped it with trade. I don't think I've ever seen a story written about it, but it was pretty cool.
We covered it. We said, hey, Donald Trump stepped in and said, stop, you insane, crazy Indian and Pakistani people. What are you doing? You guys both have nukes. Why are you guys attacking and fighting each other? Stop it. Act like grown adults. And we gave Donald Trump the praise that he deserves. The corporate media didn't.
We're getting ready. Pakistan was their turn to hit, and eventually they're going to go nuclear. And I stopped it. I called each. I respect each leader greatly. I know them. And I spoke to them. And
now, what's going to happen this Sunday, I think, will be the kind of show here that will give us a lot of answers to this kind of military posturing, the saber rattling. As CNBC News has this article, Trump wanted an Iran nuclear deal fast. Now he may get military confrontation. Hopefully that doesn't happen. It looks like this is all one big bluff. And it is just a way to signal to Iran, yeah, we will hit you, but will they? Listen, Donald Trump doesn't want a war on his hands. And if Israel does this, Israel needs full support of the United States in order to do this. They can't do this on their own. They know this. And that's why they specifically said, listen, if the United States doesn't do this for us, we're not going to be able to get our objectives done. The Iranian nuclear program is big. It's not going to take one bombing run in order to get rid of their nuclear program. It's going to take a full-on big military confrontation. The Iranian military is 3 times the size of the Iraqi military. And, you know, the United States made quick work of the Iraqi military. But then imagine that on a scale from 3 times as much. Look at the sectarian violence. You look at the vacuum of power. Look at the rise of jihadism and terrorism in the region, and the terrorist groups that were started, and the instability in the region, and the pain and suffering in the region. And what was it, 2,000 American soldiers that lost their lives here? For what? What did we have to show for it? We spent all of our money destroying it. Then we spent money rebuilding it. What did we got to show for it? Well, what? What do we got? Did we get something? Looks like we didn't get nothing. Looks like we got a whole bunch of tax bills. Looks like we got a whole bunch of debt. What else do we have to show for it? Nothing. As CNBC writes, the Pentagon has ordered the withdrawal of troops and non-essential staff from embassies in Baghdad, Kuwait, and Bahrain, as tensions spike between U.S., Israel, and Iran. Iran's defense minister expressed hope for the ongoing nuclear deal talks, but warned Tehran could strike American assets in the region if attacked. U.S. Middle East envoy Steve Witkoff is set to meet with the Iranian Foreign Minister Abbas Araghchi in Oman on Sunday for future discussions. I'm horrible with names. I told you guys this. Now, from the behind-the-scenes sources, according to a source, quote, familiar with the matter, anonymous source from CBS News, saying that Trump is weighing options to support an Israeli military action without, quote, leading it, including providing aerial refueling or intelligence sharing. The narrative of an independent Israel strike is bunk, then. This would be a U.S.-sanctioned operation, and we must stand against it. Absolutely. 110%. For the notion to come out, no, Israel's just going to do this on their own. The hell they're not. We're financing their military so they get to have welfare in their country, right? If we weren't financing their military and giving them all of the latest and greatest tools and tacks and toys, they would be spending more of their own money on their defense, but we're spending it for some strange reason. Just like we are for Ukraine. Why are we doing that for Ukraine? That doesn't make any sense at all. Now, Trump weighing options here, the fact that he's even weighing options is a little disappointing. Let's just be real with ourselves here. The fact that he's like, what if we just help them out? What if we just give them aerial information? What if we just refuel them? The Iranians are going to see that as direct attack. And they're going to see, they're able to get all this satellite tech. They're able to get all this information. They're able to get everything. Predominantly because of the United States. We got to fight the United States in order to make sure that they stop helping them bomb us into smithereens. Now, the Iranian military on social media definitely is talking tough. They just released this photo saying, our ultimate negotiator. Someone asked Grok, what is this? Grok says, the missile labeled Kausar 313 is likely from the Fatah 313, an Iranian short-range ballistic missile with a range of 500 kilometers and a solid fuel propulsion. Unveiled in 2015, it has upgraded to the Fatah 110, used in the 2020 attacks on U.S. forces in Iraq. Iran claims an accuracy of 3 meters with them. This is they responded back by showing this. But listen, when it comes to drone tech and missile tech, the Iranians are far more advanced than the Iraqis were. The Iranians have far more... The Iranians are far more capable. And here we go. The Iranians... right in the tuchus. Listen, the last kind of attacks by the Iranians, retaliations against Israel, were pretty pathetic. They weren't impressive at all here. They were not anything to really kind of gawk at and be impressed about. But when it comes to the advanced tech and drone warfare that they have implemented and helped out the Russians, especially with their glide bombers, the drone glide bombers that they have set. This is impressive tech that they're able to build faster, quicker, cheaper. And the United States spends millions of dollars on these type of weapons, about $12, $20 million. The Iranians spend about $20,000. So as far as drone tech, and listen, there's been individuals like Eric Schmidt, head of the AI Pentagon board, former head of Alphabet, Google, came out and said, listen, stop building tanks, start building drones. The Iranians have been building drones. The Russians, the Chinese have been building drones. The fear here, and this has been expressed by Tucker Carlson and me and other people that are very staunchly anti-war, is that the United States isn't prepared for the kind of war machines, for the manufacturing, building capabilities that the Chinese, Russians, and Iranians have. And if there was a full confrontation, if it was one that wasn't regarding nuclear weapons, the United States would be at a slight disadvantage. That's according to some assessments. And we had Alex Karp of Palantir saying the United States should prepare to fight a three-frontal war against Russia, China, and Iran. Okay, this is Palantir. This is the AI predictive CIA tech that they have. And they're like, hey, not you, Atlas. Here, you get a treat. They're saying, hey, United States, and this is also from Pentagon studies that have been done here as well. They're saying specifically, there's another one. United States, that one fell. The United States needs to get ready for a full-pronged war between these three nations. And if that happens, there's some military war games where we don't come out on top. As we have this from Axios. U.S. fears Iran response to Israeli strike would be a mass casualty event. Yes, of course it would. Of course it would. This is going to be a full-on major military operation that we're coming closer to the brink of. The fact that we're coming closer for what? Iran, you can't enrich your uranium. What does that have to do with us? As we had the head of the Israeli armed forces coming out and saying Israel cannot successfully attack Iran alone. Yeah, they need the full help and assistance of the United States. And if Israel does this, it is with the wink and nod from Donald Trump that, of course, approved it. Dave Smith has an interesting comment here saying, it's genuinely hard to imagine a worse decision than going to war with Iran. They pose absolutely no threat to us, and the war would be a substantially larger catastrophe than Iraq. If you wanted to destroy the USA, another disastrous war in the Middle East would be the move. Absolutely. There's many military installations around Iran. This would be a very costly endeavor. Iran would just respond to that. They have a lot of drones. They have a lot of tech. This one right here. Bombs are dropped, dead is raised. Bombs are dropped, dead is raised. The fact that we're so close to this is just pretty crazy. Dave Smith also points out that there's a lot of right-wing influential voices that are saying, hey, stop. Like, why are we even coming close to this? You're provoking Iran, which a lot of people say is a paper tiger. Okay, and that's a fair argument to make here. But again, you're messing with Israeli fundamentalists, and you're kind of like picking on them, right? You're like, I'm not touching you. I'm not touching you. We're going to hit you. We're going to hit you. We're going to hit you. That kid that gets bullied sometimes freaks out and starts throwing the first punches. Is that really what we're trying to like provoke here? Is that really where we're close to? I mean, it would be idiotic for Iran to do that. I think Iran is looking at the calculations like, yeah, we'll get our butts kicked. But at the same time, it's like, or we continue to get bullied or we get our butts kicked. Listen, we're messing with very kind of unpredictable people that at a certain point will say enough is enough. And I do not see a strategic advantage to the United States bombing Iran at all, other than appeasing woke, crazy people from the military-industrial complex, Ben Shapiro and Lindsey Graham. Again, Lindsey Graham is happy today. It's like, yeah. Oh, yeah. Look at Ben Shapiro. Oh, yeah. Oh, almost there. We're almost there. We're almost. More blood. More blood. Oh, yeah. You know someone's weird when they need blood to get off. Now, Israel has been claiming that Iran is close to nuclear capabilities ever since the 1990s. In 1992, they said Iran is 3 to 5 years from nuclear capability. And again, 1993, 1995, 1996, 2003. Iran's nuclear program is a global threat. First, they said it was Iraq's. We did that for them. didn't really work out well. Iran's days from enriching uranium for a bomb are just days, 2 weeks away. And we've been hearing this. It's 1 year. It's days and weeks. It's a month. Within a month to a year in 1996. What are their capabilities? I don't know. But it looks like they're definitely doubling down on a lot of their drone warfare, which is the new type of warfare that I believe we are currently a little bit ill-equipped to, of course, do this. There's also spyware that was found from a U.S.-backed Israeli company that targeted the phones of 3 very prominent journalists in Europe, according to the Associated Press. So there's another spying scandal here. As of course, why are you spying on journalists? Okay. As the U.S.-backed Israeli spyware from Paragon Solutions has reportedly targeted the phones of European journalists, including editors from Italy. Fanpage, its digital research at Citizen Lab, discovered that at least 3 journalists were affected, raising concerns about the potential misuse of spyware, especially under Prime Minister Giorgia Meloni's government. Now, people being spied that maybe are a little bit critical of the Israeli government. And interesting how that's playing out here. Pray for peace. So far, this looks like a very tough negotiation tactic. The fact that we're coming this close is a little disappointing, in my opinion. What do you think is going to happen Sunday? Let me know. So far, it looks like big saber rattle. I don't think much is going to happen from this. We'll see how the situation transforms. Pray for peace. I love you guys. Stay tuned for more, all here on youtube.com/wearechange. Don't let Jeremy win. Sign up to lookunfiltered.com. See you in Milwaukee, July 9th.